Okay, I'm just gonna do it. Okay, so I'm creating a profit and loss sheet on Google Sheets, and so um, looking at Google Sheets. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to label it profit loss sheet. Okay. Um, I am going to add. Okay, good. So I'm going to add my income. So income. Oops. So income would be here. Uh, this is my categories of my income. I'm going to have my months. So I do January, February, March, April. Okay, so then I'm going to take this, I'm going to go across September to November, December. Okay, and then here I'm going to do a total. I will have my title here, which will be, I will merge all, and then I have my, let's say 2024 profit / loss statement. Okay, now I am going to center it and make it bigger because I like it big. Okay. All right. I also want to change the font. I'm going to change the font to Verdana. Do I like Verdana? I like, let's see. Yeah, we'll keep Verdana. Okay. So these are going to be my categories. I'll have I'm going to do tuition. So I'm a small business owner. Tuition fees. I'm going to have registration fees, donation. No, I'm not going to do donations. I'm going to do freelance income. And then, okay, so that's what I'm going to do. These are my categories for my income. And then I will have my total here. So I will have my total income. Okay, so now what I want to do is I need to create more sheets. So this is going to be, I'm going to label this year. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to label the sheet January. And then I'm going to have another one say February. All right. On my sheet of January, so this will be the date, right? This will be either the income and this will be the expense. Here is the reference, and then this will be the amount. So it could be amount of either adding or subtracting, right? So the income, I need to add more. So this is my income. Now I'm going to do my expenses. So these will be expenses. Oops. Expenses. Okay, after my expenses, I could do advertising, professional fees, or no, office supplies. What else? I could do rent, and I'll do postage. Actually, I'm not going to do rent. I'm going to do postage. Oh, licensing. Okay, so that is not how I spell it. Okay, so there's a few things, like say I wanted this to be, okay, we'll just leave that. I have my, I'm going to copy, and then I'm going to paste it here, right? So these are the ones, I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it here. But I wanted to have a drop down, right? So then I can select what I want to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert a drop down. So here in my drop down, I'm going to have tuition fees, right? I will have registration fees, and I will have income. So, and then I'm done. So now I can just select any of these. I'm going to do it again here. I will insert a drop down. I will have advertising. Oops. I will have office supplies, licensing, and postage. Okay. Right? Take that out, and then I'm done. So what I could do is I can copy and paste it. Oops. Copy. Oh, so here I can, I want to extend it, right? So let me move these. I want to extend it. I'll make it 30 items, but these ones don't have the drop down. So what I got to do is I got to change this drop down, data validation. See, it says here, value contains one from the list. So what I could do is, oh, I'm sorry, I'm over here. What I could do is I can change the range. So I'm going to make the range oh, sorry. Let's see, all the way to 30. Let's do that. So from 2B, right? 2B all the way to 30. And that will be my range. And now I have all these drop downs. I have all this drop down. Where is this drop down? And then I could do it again here. Done. Let's see. Okay, so I need to change this because it got, there we go. Save. So now I have all these drop downs. I'm going to do it again for this one. So what I need to do is I need to select this drop down, which is this data validation rule over here. I will update it to say C2 all the way to C30 and enter, and then I'm done. So now all of these will have the postage stuff. And then this will be my date. So whatever the date it is. And then here's my amount. I'm going to have my total over here. I'm going to have my total. So equals sum, right? All the way up here, and then press enter. So if I did today's date is 24, my say like registration fee is class starts, and then I say, I don't know, $50. So here, if you notice, $50, and then if I added another, let's say freelance web design, and then I added $100, notice here my total is now updated. Total. All right. Let's go this way. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to take my information that's here and I need to put it into my year because I don't want to copy and paste because that's difficult. Not difficult, but it's just time consuming. That's what I want to say. All right. So if I have registration fees here, I want it to be all registration fees to go here. Let's see. What did I say here? I said freelance. Okay. And then tuition. Let's say tuition. Let's do that. Tuition, tuition class time. Okay, we'll just do abacus class. And then we'll say this will be 300. Okay. Oh, should say this one should be class enrollment. Let me just enrollment. Okay. So this is 450. My expenses, advertising will be Facebook ads. Make it, I don't know, $500. Whoa, I'm in the black. Anyways, okay, so this is incorrect because now this is a combination. I need to make a anything that's in the expense and anything in the income is a plus and anything in the expense is a minus. So what I was going to do is I need to do some ifs. So um here, if I do a sum if, let's see, sum if the range. So if there's a range here from B2 to B30, right? And then I need to find the criteria, which will be empty or yes, empty. So I have my um if it's empty, and then my range. Oh, sorry. So my range is here. Okay, right. That's right. So my range is here from E to so E2 to E30 is my range. If my criterion, which is my B, if it's empty, and then and then check to see if it's empty, and then if it's empty, some ifs. Okay, so now what I want to do, okay, so what does that look like? I have 450. So I have 300, 100 plus 50. That's 450. But now I need to minus my expenses. So I'm going to do it again. I'm going to copy, okay, so what I'm going to do is minus another sum ifs. I do my range again, which is E2 to E30. That's the column that I want to take, right? The criterion is actually my C. So I go C2 all the way to C30, and then if it's empty, and then close parentheses. So I now minus 500. Does that make sense? Okay. So I have I added, so that makes sense because I had to minus right now I am in the red on January. Okay. So that's what this total is for, the sum ifs, which is really quite interesting. I really like sum ifs. But now I want to go here and copy whatever's on I want to copy whatever is on January page to uh sum on my profit to sum on this yearly thing. Oh, I need to do a total expense. Okay, so there. So I want to total all my tuition fees. Let's see. Tuition fees. So let's do a couple of no, let's do one for right now. So here I'm going to check January. I'm going to check. I'm going to do a sum if. Okay, so I'm going to do another sum if. Sum if, uh, again, E2 to 30, right? So I have my sum if. Nope, I don't have okay, so I do sum ifs. My criteria is J and the range is B B2 to B30, and it would have to say tuition fees. Tuition fees. And I close that out. Oops. Oh no, you know what? I'm going to say whatever this is. There we go. Oh, I see. The reason why it says href, because I didn't copy my sheet. There we go. So the sheet says, in my January, look for anything that says tuition fees in the B column and then add those up. So that's what this is. So it's $300 for a tuition fee. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing again for registration. But you know what? Because I did it through these, oh, right. Okay, so if I just moved it, what does that do? That does E3. I don't want E3, so I can change it to say, uh, dollar sign E2 to dollar sign 30. And I can do it again with B dollar sign 2 and B dollar sign 30. Oops, dollar sign 30. And then, but I want to keep it so I can autofill it. That's kind of cool. Okay, and then I can do the same thing again. Oh, but this one's incorrect because I want it just to be the total. So I'm going to remove this and I'm going to say sum from here to here. Okay, so this is my sum for the total. This is my sum for my income. Let's change this to 30. Okay. Let's do 20. 20. All right. And then I'm going to do it again. I'm going to format. I'm going to take this format and I'm going to paste it here. So it kind of looks the same. All right. So now I can go to my advertising. I'm going to do the same thing. But this time, instead of saying B2, I say C2. All right. So I'm going to do another sum ifs, my sum range. So I'm going to go to January. My sum range will be E2 to E30, right? And then, comma, my expense range will be C2 to C30. Okay, oops. And then I'm going to comma and then put in this one because I wanted to compare advertising to I want to compare the advertising label. Okay, so this one says 500. So that makes sense, right? Because here it says advertising, Facebook ads. Advertising is my C column. Okay, so and then, but before I drag it all down, I'm going to put in dollar signs on my 2 and my 30. I do 2 and 30. The reason why, so then when I drag it, it will keep the 2 and the 30. And then all it's doing, it's changing the the reference. Yeah. So that's what this is. Okay. So now I'm going to sum this equals sum. Oops. Sum. Enter. No, I don't. I only want it from here to here. And then close it. Okay. So there's that. So that was pretty cool. Okay. But then okay, and then, it's kind of you do the same thing. So I have to do February. So what I could do is actually I can just copy and paste, delete this, and all I need to do is just duplicate this, and I can say January. I could say February. Oops, February. Oh, but what happens here? Okay, so let's do copy, and then what happens if we bring it over? Well, that's not what I want. All right, that's definitely not what I want. I want to take this and I'm going to copy it. Huh. And I'm going to change to say February. Feb and Feb. Okay, so this is not right. February, Feb, some ifs. Jan, Feb, Jan. Oh, I see. What's the problem? Because it says F, not E. So I go E, E, and then CC. Is that right? Not CC. It's supposed to be BB. B, oops. B $, B. Oops, B. Mm, let's see. $, and then this is supposed to be B, $, and then B, and $. And then this is supposed to be A, $, A. There we go. That's it. That's what we want. So we can do that. Right. Okay, and then this will be the same. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing here with all our expenses. B, B. Oh, okay. So what I should do is actually $, $. Okay, so it should be $. What does that mean? So I take this and I say $E, and then $E with $, because those are my constants. That's what I want. And then my A will be $, with my 10. Right. Okay. So then if I copy this and I paste it here, see how it says 500, but this is incorrect, because if I go to February and I change this to say, I don't know, $600, right? My year is incorrect because it still says 500. The reason why is because I am looking at the wrong tab. I'm looking at the wrong sheet. So if I make this into February and then I do this one February, now this is correct. And so what I could do is now I can drag it and it will be correct. See how it goes to 13A. So now you could do it again for January, February, March, April. All right. So let's do it again. I'm going to take this and duplicate it. I'm going to name it March. I'll do 75, 100, let's say 68, 635, and then abacus class is, I don't know, 330, 300, and then Facebook ads, it was not so good, so I'm just going to do 200. All right, so now it's different, right? When I go to my year, I am going to update this. So it should say $E, and then $E, February, $B, $B with the 4, with the $A. Okay, so if I do this, this is only February. So if I change my sheet name to say March, and then do it again for March, is that correct? Oops, oops. Okay, so here I want to say March. March and March. Is that correct? My tuition fees is 300? Oh, yeah. Uh, did I not change it? Oh, maybe I should change it. So I'm gonna make it, I don't know, 72. Okay. So now go here, it's 72. Okay, so looking at this, it's all correct. I'm going to just drag it and it will be correct. I'm going to do the same thing for here. If I drag it to the right, it says 600, but that's because I'm in the wrong sheet. I'm going to change my sheet to say March. March, and then March. Okay. And I'm going to drag it. So that's it. So this is my profit and loss. But then, okay, so then let's say I had the whole year, right? So all you got to do is just copy it, right? And then we can duplicate it. Okay, so let's see. Let's see. March, April, May, June. Okay. So anyways, so you could do the rest, right? And then you just need to change these out. But what I noticed is, let's say I wanted to add another thing here. Um, I want to add another income stream. So let's say books. Uh, so I'm going to go here and I can edit and I can add books. Let's say I want to add another item, say books. But then, and I'm going to apply it to all. That means it's going to apply to all of the drop down that's only on this sheet. So if you notice, if I go here, it's all here. But the problem is let's say I go to February and then I notice I got to do it again. I got to say books and then I got to do it again, right? Into March and then so that was kind of a pain. So so I decided to do is I can take the range of this drop down. To do that, I go back to my data validation rules and I click on B. I want to change the B. So instead of saying the criteria drop down, I want to say criteria drop down from a range. And that is where I can go um, to this sheet. So if I go to, can I, okay. So anyways, let's see, not January. Oh, there we go. February, not February, the year. So here, the year goes from A4 to A6, and I can say, okay. So it actually auto populates for me, and I could say done. Now, when I go here, okay, so that happened, right? So now, if you notice, it goes to my year. If I go back to here, I wanna add my book. So what I can do is I wanna update it. I wanna insert above, and I could say book. So let's say I have my income from book, and then I need to, copy here, uh, copy here, right? Okay, so this is March, this is February, this is January. Okay, and then now if I go to my January tab, it will say book. See? So now I don't have to worry about updating this sheet because they all say book. But now I got to update my February tab because my February tab is its own drop down. So now what I got to do is I got to go back to my list, say range criteria, select my range, and I go to my year and I could say from A4 to A7. I'm going to copy this. So then when I go to the next tab, which is March, all I have to do is go to my value contains from 1, change the dropdown to the range, and paste what I want them to do. See how that changes? So now I have my book and I don't have to worry about updating all the other ones. As long as I update my year, then my months one will work. So I can do it again for I did it for March, I can do it again for April. Can Done. Now I go to April and I can change that to the same thing. And you could do the same thing for the expenses. So here, I'm going to go back to January and my expenses, I want to change value contains from one list. And then instead of saying drop down, change it to the range. And I want to go to the year. Select the data range. I go to the year and I go to my expenses. And here's my expenses from A11 to A14. And I paste that in. So now it is dynamic. I'm going to go to February. February, right, doesn't have February is not dynamic. It's not from a range. So I can go to my range and I say done. Now it has it all. See? And now, and then let's say I didn't want, let's say I want it to be in order, right? Like I want it to be in alphabetical order. All I have to do is select the whole row. And then let's see, I want to data sort by alphabetical order, sort the range by alphabetical. And it just updated it. It sorted my expenses. I can do it again, select the rows, right click on it, and I can sort. Is it here? No. I can go to format. Nope, data. Data, sort the range. And I only want to sort those rows from A to from A. Ooh, that is not correct. Oh, haha, because this is incorrect. Okay, let's see. Right click. Nope, I want to sort it. There we go. And now this is incorrect. Why is that tuition? Let's do that. There. Okay. So that was it. I thought this was pretty neat. I think the sum ifs was a really good find, and also the drop down from the date range. I was getting really tired of like copying and pasting because when I was doing my 2023 profit loss, oh, it was such a pain because I had to go through all the other months to copy it over. Um, Yeah. So my sum if works on the total, right? Because it's a sum if, and then you minus the sum if, depending on which column. So one is the income and one is the expense. And it's the same thing across the board. All right. So that happened and that was it. That's really what I wanted to show you was the profit and loss sheet and using the sum ifs and the dynamic um, no, and the drop down, from a range. So it's, drop down from range, and I thought that was a really good find. And that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Okay, so now I have to stop and stream.